Yo, what is good, world? It is your boy, Petey to the Popoff, and I want to welcome you to this week's edition of the BeatBox, the BeatBox. Yes, right here on the Earwax channel, your place for laid-back music and social commentary. That's why you come every day. But check it, man, we got a hot one for you. Y'all know how I do. This time, today, what I want to talk about is the battles and the beefs that transpire in hip-hop. And I'm not talking about, the classic Biggies and Pacs, Jay-Z's and Nas and stuff like that. I'm talking about those more discreet ones that kind of fly under the radar that if you're a real hip-hop fan, you probably know about. But if you kind of just stay with the mainstream, you might not know about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm talking about here today on the BeatBox, man. We're talking about those obscure, rarely talked about rap beefs and what they did in the game, and kind of my take on them. So this is gonna be my favorite three, man. But before we get into that, we're gonna take a little smoke break, pay some bills around here. Y'all dig? Holla at your boy, man. We'll be right back on the BeatBox, the BeatBox.
Rude boy forever.
Rude boy forever. MBI Media Network.
Yo, what's good? We're right back here on the BeatBox, the BeatBox. And like I said, man, today we are talking about that rare beef. You know that shit that doesn't get cooked up all the way and nobody really likes it? I'm a well done kind of dude. I'm just playing, man, but check it, man. Like I said, we're talking about beef that's rarely talked about in hip hop. You know what I mean? The ones that kind of fly under the radar, or if you're not like a real big hip hop head, you might have missed it. But, it's not, the Big and Pac, Jay-Z, Nas type thing, even though, oddly enough, with this first one, Jay-Z kind of does have something to do with this. 98, 99, 2000, around that time, Rockefeller was real big. Rockefeller Records run by Jay-Z, Dame Dash. They went down in Philly, and they were signing everybody. And those people that they signed included none other than Beanie, Sigel. Yo, this is my guy, I love this guy. Check it out. So around 2000 or so, Jay-Z was really at the height of his shit, and he had some pull in the industry, so to speak. He does this remix with Maya, the song Best of Me, which some of you may know, sexy ass Maya, after, Jadakiss, and so, he's kind of on Jada's tails there. And then rumor has it that it was originally supposed to be Jadakiss on the R. Kelly Fiesta remix, but like I said, Jay had some pull back then, so what he did was say, hey, I'm gonna take that over. And as you know, Fiesta remix with Jay-Z turned out to be a hit, and Jay-Z says is after the original is probably this.
After the Belby, then it's probably Chris, and after the original is probably this.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of those lines, and it's kind of taking a shot at Jada, as some people say. But anyway, with that being in mind, so now Jada's kind of hot. He's taking some shots here and there, and enter Beans, my man. As any good soldier would do, he's fresh off of, I believe it was the Reason album. So he's thinking, hey, Jay, you're doing all this, doing that, you just got signed. Good time for me to step in. And also reportedly around that time, Jada had come and did a concert in Philly where he claimed that he ran Philly. And of course, with Beans being from Philly and his group State Property, that kind of didn't sit too well with the guy. So it ended up going back and forth with several tracks, several different murderous lines. I'll probably link some of those songs of the beef back and forth between Beans and Jada. So what really brought it to my attention was it turned into a camp thing. It was like camp versus camp. It was State Property versus D Block. You know what I mean? You had Beanie, Sigel, Sparks, and all those guys. And then, of course, you got Styles P running with Jada and Sheik Luch, and J.R. Ryder was with him at the time. So, it was just crazy. It was crazy. You know what I mean? Just the lyrics, the pure, raw talent that was coming out. But, hey, how did it end? Turns out that in an interview with Beans in 2012, he said that him and Jada actually met at, it was kind of like a mutual function they were both invited to or whatever. And, they kind of pulled each other to the side and they had to talk about it, because according to Beans, it was never anything really personal, you know what I mean? It was just kind of him stamping his place in the game, and he had always been a fan of Jada. So basically, they talked about squashing the beef, him and Jada, but they decided to keep things going because, hey, they were making a lot of money, and at the time, it was good for hip hop. Just that aura and that, you know, like I said, beef is one of those things that's integral to the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my very favorite beefs. All right, y'all, now let's take it down south. Yeah, we're going down south with this beef shit, man. All right, now about 2002, 2003, your man T.I. was making a lot of noise, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to T.I. He was doing a lot of big things, you know what I'm saying? So he's coming off a few fresh albums, and he's also running around making the claim that he is the king of this album, which I think would be kind of a ludicrous statement, considering your man Luda was already doing a lot of multi-platinum selling albums about that time as well. Okay, so now fast forward to about 2004, you got your man Youngbuck, which you guys should be familiar with, G-Unit. He comes out with the song Stomp. Here goes Youngbuck. He goes to T.I. with the song Stomp. Now on the song, T.I., he goes and he records his little diss to Ludacris on the song. So now, turns out Youngbuck is pretty cool with Luda, so before he releases the song, he runs to Luda. Hey boy, check this out. Luda hears it, he comes back at T.I. with it, and here's Youngbuck. He sends the track back to T.I.'s camp, which of course they say, hey, we're not doing this song, you know, we're not giving you clearance to release the track. They were hoping the beef would fizzle out on its own by not giving clearance to do the song. But thank God for the internet, because by the time everything was said and done, and The Game came through and featured on the song, which is the version that actually was supposed to hit the masses, it was too late. So here comes Stomp. You got T.I. and Ludacris going back and forth on the same track. Now after that, of course, there were a few tracks made back and forth about each other, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes. Can't let things be done. But it turns out none of the beef was really personal between Luda and T.I. It was kind of a behind the scenes thing between the two camps. Shaka Zulu, Ludacris' manager, and some of T.I.'s people had a little spat. According to both parties, it lasted all of about 30 seconds. They made some music about it, met as grown men, and kind of moved on. Last but not least, and like I said, man, we can't do it without bringing up this guy, because this guy is like one-man band when it comes to beef. I know they say it takes two to tango, but I mean, this guy does it all by himself. None other than Soulja Boy. You did. I'm saying, man, this guy does it all by himself. He's got beef with everybody. Basically, since he came on the scene, he's been beefing with somebody. And me personally, man, this guy's a clown, if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? But that's, you know, neither here nor there. And this guy could possibly be the godfather of this new style of music, you know, this turn-up shit that's out there right now. But that's a whole nother discussion on the BeatBox, you dig? But check it out, man. Soulja Boy, I mean, I can't narrow it down to just one single beef or even two, because he's had so many. I mean, you basically do a timeline on who this guy's beef with. The Jizza, 50 Cent, Ice-T, Quavo from Migos. He's even got beef with Shia LaBeouf.
Do it! Just do it!
None of his beef, honestly, has helped the hip-hop industry or genre or anything like that, or the culture itself. But when you're talking about beef, like I said, it's kind of integral to the culture. You can't talk about beef without bringing up Soulja Boy. And I mean, a lot of his beef isn't even on wax, it's via social media. This guy could possibly be the godfather of even the social media trends in music that we see today. You know, the first guy to get it off SoundClick and all that good stuff to really come up. And then ever since then, everything has changed.
Young lady, they say Soulja ain't from the hood.
So, you might want to give Soulja Boy a little bit of props, although I'm not. I'm just saying, you know. And those are my top 3 beefs, man. I'm going to wrap it up on the BeatBox for whenever we get back, man. But y'all make sure you come back and join in while I wrap shit up. You smell me.
MBI Media Network.
All right, y'all. That's all I got for you this week on the BeatBox. The BeatBox. But make sure you guys tune in next week, because as you know, man, we always gonna have a hot topic. And before you guys head out, man, be sure to like and subscribe. Also hit that little bell so you can get the notifications every time we drop a new one each week. You dig me? And be sure to leave your comments down there, man, because we want to know what you guys think. What are some of your favorite beefs that nobody hardly ever talks about? You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't want to talk about the ones that everybody knows and that always gets the credit for beef and hip-hop. Let's talk about some of those more underground, obscure ones. Man, I look forward to reading you guys' comments, man. Until next week, you guys keep your ears clean, but shoot on here, mate.
Trust me.